Well, we call it March Madness, but it's the start of April that really brought downtown Indy to life with the men's Final Four championships taking over our city in a major way. The city is still buzzing. Tens of thousands of fans packed the streets to enjoy it all, from free concerts to fan fest, block parties, celebrity sightings, and more. A historic Final Four at that. This is the first time one city has hosted all four men's division championship games. We'll take a closer look at how that unforgettable weekend came together and the impact it's leaving behind. But the ball is still in our court. Welcome back in Around the Circle. I'm Jalea Brooks. April is starting off action-packed, and we keep the momentum going, full of community events, local celebrations, and opportunities to connect, from art showcases and family-friendly events happening all across Indianapolis. So whether you're looking to relive some of the Final Four excitement or discover what's next, we've got you covered. Let's take a trip around the circle. Indy welcomed a handful of big-time performers during the Final Four weekend, from Post Malone, 21 Pilots, Zach Brown Band, Breland, Megan Maroney, even more. But it wasn't just the music that had fans singing the praises of Indy as a host city. Indy Arts Council and Indiana Sports Corps came together with several other local organizations like Gang Gang to shine a light onto more immersive experiences.
Here to tell us all about it is Judith Thomas, Damon Carl, and Teresa Reynolds. Thank you all for being here.
Yes,
thank you.
To be here.
Yes. So tell us about Swish.
So Swish is a wonderful opportunity to be able to showcase the amazing talent we have here in the city of Indianapolis. You know, we are a sports town, and we know that basketball is our religion, but at the same time, we have a very rich arts and culture community here. And so the fact that we're able to partner with the Sports Corp and to create all these activations throughout downtown, where we have visitors and residents really enjoying the city and enjoying basketball, but they can also enjoy the unique talent here in the city of Indianapolis, the performers, our sidewalk galleries, and even an Epicurean market that will be at the Stutz building on Saturday, where we incorporate food. And culinary arts, of course, is also a wonderful way to express and really show the talent we have here.
Well, one thing I love is that you're covering all the arts,
yes,
from performing arts to traditional art, where it might just be paintings or something of that sort. So I love that we're covering so much ground here, and you brought two artists with you today.
Yes. So this is the best Indianapolis has to offer. Wow. Really, when it comes to singing and performing. I mean, you do not have to leave Indianapolis to be entertained. Every weekend, even outside of Swish, we have incredible talent here. So these folks are just amazing and a part of a lot of things that we do here in this city. So,
Damon, what do you do?
I'm an acoustic guitar singer-songwriter.
Yes, wonderful. And what are you looking forward to this weekend?
I'm looking forward to gaining more fans and really having a lot of people understand that, Indianapolis is not a small, community. It's a really big community that thrives in music and everywhere around us. So
yeah, there's culture here.
Absolutely.
And it just has to be embraced. Teresa, you're a part of the mix too. What do you do?
Absolutely. So I've got a band, Teresa Reynolds and the Slick Tones. We'll be playing tomorrow outside of Scotty's Plaza, but the same way, it's just a really great community to be a part of. I love how so much of the arts community lifts each other up here, and just to really lean into it, the celebration, and to be able to, since there are so many different artists, walkable, to be able to go check out other people playing as well. We don't always get to have that because a lot of times we're gigging at the same time, so it's a great opportunity to check out some other artists that we've maybe never seen before.
Yeah. All right, let's take a fast break from some of the fan events for just a bit. There are a few prouder moments for a team than getting to cut down the net and cherish that piece of history. Well, here's an interesting behind-the-scenes trivia moment. Our Dustin Grove also got the chance to talk with the team behind the official ladder of March Madness. Take a look.
Such a symbolic moment captured on camera forever. And Werner Ladders plays a pivotal role in that moment. Stacey Gardella with Werner Ladders is here to tell us all about it. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So this is your 18th year as the official ladder of the NCAA March Madness. You brought the ladder here with you. So, and this is unique. This is not just any ladder. This is custom built for the games. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So we previously had a step ladder. That was an excellent ladder. We love our step ladder, but at the end of the day, we introduced a podium ladder to the market, and we designed it specifically, these ladders, for the championship net cutting. So larger platform, taller guardrail, taking into consideration height, shoe size of our players and our athletes.
So, and you're not just the official ladder provider of March Madness, right? You guys have these net cutting ladders for a lot of games, right?
We do. So we distribute these ladders for Division 1, 2, and 3, as well as NIT across men's and women's tournaments. So from the regionals to the conference championships, and then obviously the national championship. So this season we distributed about 92 ladders to venues all over the country.
What's it like to be a part of this? I mean, this is the moment, right? The cameras capture that moment that the winners are cutting that net to remember the victory forever, and you guys are a part of this.
It is amazing. I couldn't imagine a better partnership.
So from the ladder to the court itself, it was a long time building effort to bring all of the events and activations to life. I talked with Joanne Scott. She is the NCAA VP of men's basketball about some of the key plays that helped make the Final Four in Indy a slam dunk.
There were so many events available for the general public. We always say, if you don't have a ticket, that, it wasn't a problem, because there are so many events to attend for the local fans that, whether it was team practices that was at Lucas Oil Stadium on Reese's Final Four Friday, the Capital One Fan Fest is low cost. Kids under 12 were free. The dribble presented by Geico was free. There's a music festival, 3-day music festival with incredible talent. So much opportunity for the different aged folks within Indianapolis for whatever the target market is. There was a lot to do.
And why was that such a big focus, to make sure that there were free events and things that are happening all around, even when basketball is not being played on the court?
Yeah, I think it's important when you go to a city and you hold a Final Four that it is about the city as much as it is about the game. And so we want to come in and leave legacies, whether we were donating courts in the local communities or whether we're just trying to inspire the next generation. So I think it's important to, prepare the next generation of students and young individuals for the tournament and the love of basketball. But I think it's more so just to embrace the community and give them opportunities to come down and celebrate. I use the word celebrate. We got to celebrate. We didn't get to celebrate in 2021. We celebrated playing games, but this time we got to celebrate all the great fan events.
Yeah, and it's like coming back and doing it like double this time, because you have so many other things that are added this year. I know, Indy is not new to hosting events like this. Obviously, we had to do things that did a little bit different the last couple years, but I imagine you've been to a lot of other similar events in different cities, and we have pride in saying Indy does it better, especially when it comes to holding basketball events. But what do you think keeps Indy on the radar for major sporting events in the way that we've always kind of shined?
Well, certainly, I think it's their ability to host them and the history of hosting them. But I would say it's a few things. It's a walkable city, and our fans love to come and not have to drive and get to the venue. So it's so walkable between Gamebridge, Lucas Oil, their hotels, all the fine restaurants. But it is a basketball-minded city and state. And fans in this city really are educated and love basketball. Our Coaches Association had their convention. People want to interact and walk down the streets and see all of our coaches, because it's just the culture and the DNA of people from Indiana is basketball. So I do think that Indiana brings a special DNA as far as college basketball. But I will say people make the city. And it's the way that the people of Indianapolis embrace this and make others feel when they come to Indianapolis.
I want to touch on something you mentioned before. I think that it could be easy, because of the history that Indiana has with basketball and the history of hosting said events, to rely on that and kind of, not build in that way. But you mentioned that you guys really take an effort to give back actively during such a big weekend. Why is that so important to continue building in local communities in that way?
Well, we do it every year, and we try and we're about higher education at the NCAA. And so we try and do a lot of education-based programs, whether it's Read to the Final Four, whether it's a curriculum with our, March Madness app. And whether we're here or not, we try and do a lot for the community, because we want everyone in the community to embrace it and be part of it. That being said, it's also the NCAA's backyard. So we have an even more vested interest in making sure that we can let the folks of Indianapolis know and say thank you for always hosting us, and thank you for not taking our event for granted, and thank you for always showing up.
And we can show you that work in action. Anna Chalker shows us the major upgrades at one park on the east side, thanks to one of the NCAA's legacy projects, putting its stamp all across Indianapolis.
There is nothing quite like the echo in a gymnasium.
It's a permanent sound you'd hear in Christian Park.
I'm sure if these walls could talk, they would be able to share decades of young people just having a ball.
Young people like these students from the elementary school nearby who use this space every day.
And this will give kids and families in this community a really first-class facility to recreate and to come together.
And now, after years of wear and tear, this park is getting a major upgrade. Christian Park was selected as this year's legacy project during the Final Four. In every host city, the NCAA turned a community center into a construction site. It's only a short process, but one that lasts a lifetime. And it wasn't only the gym that got a facelift, as the family and children's playrooms are also new. And the NCAA says it's not just about leaving a sports legacy behind in these communities, but creating a safe and comfortable place for families to grow and flourish.
For the kids to know that they're valued in this way, that we would invest so much money in a facility that they use day in and day out. I mean, it's as good as it gets.
An investment to create a space that'll grow with families for generations. In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Thank you, Anna. Well, we told you that events were spread out all across the city, from Lucas Oil Stadium to the historic Hinkle Fieldhouse. Well, now we take you to Cortiva Coliseum at the Indiana State Fairgrounds for another fan favorite, the HBCU All-Star Game. This is a national showcase for top basketball talent from historically black colleges and universities. WTHR's Evan Tillery and Janae Bradford have some highlights.
From the band to the cheerleaders to the fans, the 2026 HBCU All-Star Game brought major energy to Indianapolis. Mayor Joe Hogsett agrees.
I'd like to see the HBCU All-Star Game come back here every year.
Fans travel near and far to support teams representing over 20 different historically black colleges and universities.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. You see all the youth and the young people that are inspired to potentially be. I have my nieces and nephews that are also here. This is his aunt. So we're really excited to be a part of the culture.
Nearly 24 of the country's top HBCU athletes hit the hardwood.
We had a lot of fun. From top to bottom, I played against a lot of these guys, so being on the same team and being on the same trip with them, it was dope.
But the weekend was also about exposing young students to the educational opportunities and even scholarships at many of these HBCUs.
All of them are graduates, so they're ahead of the game. But I hope that they will all have successful pro careers and be able to pour back into the young community by being outstanding examples, not only as pros on the court, but being pros off the court as well.
A big shout out to the great city of Indianapolis for coming up. They showed up and they showed out, and they showed us that we matter in this community.
Here at WTHR, we have our own HBCU ties. Producer Janae Bradford is a Howard University alum. I proudly rep my mother and grandmother's alma mater, Barbara Scotia College in North Carolina. And anchor Felicia Lawrence is a proud North Carolina A&T graduate. Proud alums in a proud host city.
In all fairness, there are so many wonderful HBCU institutions. You got to move this around so that fans from all over the country can access it. But I'm the mayor of Indianapolis, so I'm selfish, and I want HBCU here all the time.
Well, the first week in April clearly is the opposite of chill in Indianapolis. But when we come back, we'll show you a hidden gem that might help you reset a bit. And the regulars, as you can see, are pretty cute. Well, it's always nice to introduce you to new places and people around the circle. But it's the furry friends that keep people coming back to this hidden gem in Fountain Square. Ariana Sergio takes us to the 9 Lives Cat Cafe and Cat Lounge, where the owners have combined their goal to open up an animal shelter of their own with an opportunity to foster community.
Whether you're looking for cats, coffee, or a little bit of both, 9 Lives Cat Cafe and Cat Lounge in Fountain Square has got you covered.
I love her. She's beautiful.
9 Lives is the first cat cafe in Indy. opening its doors in 2017. The cafe and cat lounge are attached, but both operate completely separate. The cafe serves artistically curated drinks and pastries from local bakeries, as well as selling consignment art like pottery, paintings, and jewelry from Indianapolis area artists, with most of it, of course, being cat-themed. The Cat Lounge currently has about 16 cats, with that number frequently changing based on adoptions.
I think knowing that we get to help in some way every day, whether it's providing a space for someone to just come in and sit and enjoy a great cup of coffee, or providing like a really good workspace for staff, that is really important to me.
Jessica and Scott O'Byrne took over as the owners of 9 Lives last year and said what makes 9 Lives so special is that it's centered around its nonprofit foundation, Indy Adopts.
I mean, for me, I like being around people, and when they're here, I've never seen like an unhappy person. Like, everyone's got a smile, everyone wants to play with the cats, like everyone loves the staff, like everything about this place just makes the visitors happy. So
it feels good to be here.
And that's the good feeling.
There have been 3,000 to 4,000 cats adopted since 9 Lives opened 9 years ago, with about 35 cats being adopted every month. 9 Lives currently acts as a foster home with organizations bringing cats to them. However, if it had a separate shelter, it would give them more ability to help more cats. Now Jessica and Scott are asking for the community's help with that goal.
And we have organizations that bring their cats to us. They are here for 4 weeks and then they transition out. So it's a 4-week rotation, and we just help bring more people in and give those cats better chances for adoption, which is wonderful. And the hardest part is not adopting every single cat that comes through the door. But I do, seeing someone, especially cats that have been here for a while, or that they had a really, really bad start at life, and then to see them go to a forever home that you helped facilitate, there is really no better feeling in the world than that.
And we have had some repeat cats come in that have finally gotten adopted, and it's nice to see them finally get a home. And even the guests, like, we get emails all the time, like, this is our cat now, like, he's all settled in.
We get updates, we get cat updates in email, and I'm like, this doesn't even feel like work. We come in. I was here like a couple of Saturdays ago covering a shift for one of our staff members, and I was like, the day went by and I was like, this doesn't even feel like work. So yeah, that's not a bad thing.
If you would like to play with the cats or adopt, it's recommended that you make an appointment online, with tickets being $9 for a half hour in the lounge and $15 for an hour. In Indianapolis, Ariana Sergio, 13 News.
Thank you, Ariana. And by the way, 9 Lives just celebrated 9 years in business in Indy in January. You can connect with them on social media to see more on their menu and their mission at 9livescafe.co. We can also connect you at WTHR.com. Well, if you're a history buff or looking for some artistic inspiration, stick around. I'll share a list of events and experiences you might consider checking out this month. Welcome back. This next event is a bit off the beaten path. How about a 3-day festival celebrating coffee and chocolate? I'm in. Guests not only got to taste rich flavors, but learn about the richer cultures of the people behind the products. DeAndre Blewett takes us there with a little behind the scenes action too.
Mukau is a celebration of community through coffee, and since we believe coffee shops is the hub of bringing people together, we try to highlight the coffee, but nothing goes well with the coffee, just some good chocolate. So as a pastry chef, I try to use the chocolate as give a different view as art, not just like eat it or drink it. And that's pretty much what Mukau is just highlighting coffee, chocolate, and the people behind it, and the sources as well, where we came from and the story behind it.
All right, so right here we have all chocolate.
Correct.
Indy 500.
Correct. So this one, this is like year old. I used it last year, and we use cacao from Ghana. And all this color is called cacao butter.
Okay.
And we use like some edible food coloring to make the shape. And this one just inspiring from the love of everyone in Indy would love the 500. And since Mocha is during the season, so I decided to make this one. And also we have this one. Is we use really unique chocolate called the ruby chocolate. It's like naturally pink, and with some white chocolate and all this like cacao butter, and try to do like some abstract art as well.
Now, I'm assuming the process is more complex than just melting down a bunch of chocolate and get the.
Correct. You have to melt it in certain temperature, and each like the canvas has different temperature. And for those kind of style as well is different temperature. Like this one, it will never melt, and it's mixture between coffee, chocolate, and cacao butter and cacao husk. And we use it. We try to put like this native face just because we use the chocolate from Peru.
Yes, April 4th came, so we took a look at the Mockout Festival for ourselves, and we also got to talk to some of the people that helped make it all happen.
We are acting as docents in the Car Museum today, showing people all of the chocolate art that Yusuf has made and his brother Ismail, and just answering any questions that people have.
So I'm part of the local organizing committee. I'm co-chair of the Arts and Culture Committee here for the Swish Activations. It's an arts and culture festival in partnership with the Indy Arts Council, 45%, Downtown Indianapolis Alliance, and also other partners such as 45% and Gang Gang. Indianapolis is full of artists and creatives, and we want to make sure that they know that these individuals are in the community, making sure that they're supporting their local artists and making sure that they're engaging with them to keep going the creative economy here in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Stutz Building, DeAndre Blewett, 13 News.
And this is year 2 for that event. You can find more information at thestutz.com. Well, a mansion with a story over a century in the making. The Haan Museum of Indiana Art is where Hoosier history is literally coming to life. And this month, they've got some new exhibits and events that you won't want to miss. Aaliyah McFadden reports on Indiana's best-kept secret.
When you think of art, you don't quite think of a place or a story like this.
There's really more to the story than the pretty picture.
From the paintings, to the furniture, to the people, the Haan Museum is unlike anything you've ever seen.
At the Haan Museum of Indiana Art, we have quite a large museum. It's over 15,000 square feet. We have more than 3,000 objects that are on display at any given time. We also are located in downtown Lafayette on about 6 acres. And one of the really unique defining aspects of this museum is not only is it in a really historic mansion from 1904 with its own magical story.
And a magical story it is. Ellie Haan and her husband brought this family home in 1984. But long before it was a home for the Haans, the mansion was originally the Connecticut State Building in the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. But now, in its Hoosier home, stepping back in is like stepping into history. Each piece of art carefully curated to tell the personal stories of Hoosiers all around Indiana.
It was taken apart, put on 22 freight cars, and brought here to Indiana and configured on site. So if we look at the house itself, it's an architectural marvel. There's nothing else in the world quite like it.
Ellie said she couldn't keep all this beauty to herself, and now neither can Carrie. Carrie Belisario joined the Haan just 2 years ago, an artist new to Indiana. She moved in right down the street, unaware of what awaited her. Just steps away was Ellie Haan.
What's really special about the Haan Museum of Indiana Art is that our entire collection solely focuses on Indiana artists. And so both the historical pieces in our collection, paintings like from the Hoosier Group artist T.C. Steele, those paintings are legendary Indiana artists, but we also have some really marvelous pieces from painters that we are still painting today. So the exhibit we have up right now, for example, Rooted in Art, is, on the surface, a collection of some of the most beautiful paintings and really fabulous sculptural works that one would hope to see. But inside these pieces are really magical stories. For example, when we look at them all, they're really talking about a 150-year history of agriculture.
It's perfect for April, National Gardening Month. Rooted in Art highlights agricultural history in Indiana, and the Haan can't wait to tell its story.
We do a big event every Earth Day in partnership with Purdue in the city of Lafayette, and we have all kinds of cultural partners. So we have bands playing, students from Purdue are going to be giving presentations, there'll be community service hours, people are going to be, cleaning up the garden. Like, there's just all kinds of neat things that happen, but I always love to tell people, like, Earth Day is the day to come and see and get a taste of it. Because, wow, by the time May rolls around and the flowers are in bloom, it's just the most beautiful place.
A free event perfect for families, friends, and all those in between. Fueled by a love of art and all things joyful, Carrie is more than happy to share the story of the Haan.
We do so much really magical, amazing work for young people because every child needs to know that this museum belongs to them. It's a public museum. We want everyone to feel this is part of your story, Indiana. Come see it, come enjoy it.
So don't miss out, but I don't think you can miss something as beautiful and as historic as the Haan. Aaliyah McFadden, 13 News.
The Rooted in Art exhibit runs until May 26th, so you have a little time to check that out. And the Earth celebration is April 11th with the theme Air. It'll feature live music, tours of their sculpture garden, and a lot more activities for kids and family. And here are a couple more art events you might want to check out. April 10th, it's Second Friday at the Garfield Park Art Center, and this month it's a Night for the Kids themed. So family-friendly events are happening from 4 to 8 p.m., and local students get to show off their talents and crafts like ballet. They'll have paper shadow puppets and West African dance performances. This is a free event. And this is an arts fair that only comes around every other year. So Saturday, April 11th, the Idle George Museum is hosting Ahora, a Latino art fair. This is a celebration of Latino visual art that brings together artists, designers, and creators from all across Indiana. The pop-up is included with museum admission, and this is from 11 to 4. Tickets are from $12 to $20. Well, we kicked off the month with free outdoor concerts and events. These dates might help you connect with the outdoors in a different way. National Gardening Day is this month. Indianapolis has so many community gardens, some that could use some volunteers. So keep that in mind and consider that if you have some free time, April 14th. Earth Day is April 22nd. Now, a lot of organizations are holding off on their bigger celebrations until May, likely when it's a bit warmer outside. But Arbor Day is April 24th. So if you'd like to lend your green thumb, there are a few organizations that are holding tree planting events. We can connect you at WTHR.com. And the last weekend in April, known as the world's greatest college weekend, or the Little 500, and it's marking a milestone this year, turning 75. This is the largest collegiate bike race in the world and a long-held tradition at IU. Cyclists battle it out on the track at Bill Armstrong Stadium in front of up to 30,000 spectators. This race also has a history of helping others, and this year's celebrations will support students with things like food, housing, and even health care. The women's race will be Friday, April 24th, and the men's race on Saturday, April 25th. So if we're talking little 500, that means it's almost time for the big 500. Yes, May is knocking on the door, and you know what that means for events starting to ramp up around Indianapolis. But let's get through April 1st. I'm Jalea Brooks. I'll see you soon right here around the circle.